right, we won't take up everybody's time. We want to get started.
I take the video 1, 2. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Go ahead.
Okay. So before we get started, I just want to give everybody an opportunity to get centered. Take some time, take some deep breaths, breathe in and breathe out. Okay. We'll take just a couple minutes to do some meditation. Now you can slowly open your eyes, start to become aware of your body, start to become aware of your surroundings. Well, first, I guess good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. Um, Good to be here and have the opportunity on Saturday to be with everybody and speak. And hopefully, I think our goal is to incorporate some kind of interfaith activity here at the temple so that on Saturdays, if anyone wants to come, I'm thinking maybe do once a month um, to just learn more about Buddhism, to learn more about yourself. If you don't want to learn more about Buddhism, learn more about meditation. Particularly today, I want to talk about your attention, um, your awareness. When we talk about attention, we're really speaking about how your attention is really the aperture to your soul, right? So everybody have phones. So like when we talk about the aperture, we're talking about like the lens on your camera, the portion of your lens that opens and closes is what we mean when we talk about aperture, right? So your attention is the portion of you that makes your soul open and close. Whatever you pay attention to is what gives it access to what's inside of you, right? So, what I'm going to talk about today is how appropriate utilization of our attention um, can help us to be enlightened. Appropriate um, utilization of our attention can help us to either cause the end of suffering. And when I just say suffering, I just mean, anything that we experience that causes us to be sad, anything that we experience that causes us to be seeing life or to see their experience in a negative light. Good. Any questions there? All right. So first, thank you, Ajan and Water Ample One community for welcoming me here, for welcoming everybody here, giving us the space to do this. Today, I'm going to share with you a particular story about something that happened to me in 2024 that changed my life. Not only did it change my life, but it taught me one of the most important spiritual lessons that I've ever learned. It's specifically about the difference between asking, "Who am I?" or asking, "What am I doing?" or "What should I be doing?" But first, I want to set the stage with a teaching from Bhikkhu, Tanasaro Bhikkhu, right? He's a monk in, I think, the Theravada Thai forest tradition. This particular lesson from his book really stuck out with me. And it says, attention is appropriate when it frames things in terms of being. I'm sorry, attention is inappropriate when it frames things in terms of being and identity. But it is appropriate when we frame things in terms of actions and their results. He goes on to say, we focus not on what are we, but on what are we doing. And in particular, on whether what we're doing is skillful, leading to the end of suffering, or unskillful, which leads to suffering. So when I say being, I don't mean being in the sense of focusing on your attention on mindfulness or being present or sitting in your essence. What I mean is focusing on your attention on the question, who am I? Thanissaro Bhikkhu describes this cycle of who am I as being tangled. Let me close, just pull that up just a little bit. being tangled. So that's good. So when I first moved here to Nashville, I used to work as a sound engineer, right? And as a sound engineer, we were responsible for audio visual of different events and recording. So I worked at a recording studio, and I remember, um, having to, hook up microphones and patch in things on patch bays, and like these wires would just get so tangled. We used to call them spaghetti wires, right? That's what we mean when we talk about being tangled. So just imagine your mind being tangled. And that's what Bhikkhu speaks about when he talks about untangling the clutter. We see mindfulness is what helps us to do that, untangling the clutter. He describes being tangled as a constant cycle of what am I, who is this? We can get lost in these questions. We can spend hours and we can waste time discussing theory, discussing theology. Whose theology says this? What theology does that? What does this person's theology say? What does this denomination say? We can eliminate all of the tangled clutter if we simply stop so much focusing on what I'm going to be and start to focus on what you're going to do. One simple task: breathe in. I am breathing in. Two simple tasks: breathe out. I am breathing out. See, that just simplifies everything. If we take time, no matter what your tradition is, and focus on those two things. So let me tell you what happened to me in 2024. It was coming into the fall, and I went to see one of my spiritual leaders, or one of my spiritual, um, I would say, mentors, Miss Sybil Pruitt, Mama Ayana is what we call her, right? So I told her, I said, Mama, I need help. I told her I needed guidance on what I needed to do spiritually to end out the year. Now, I'm a diviner. So when I say diviner, I mean I use divination tools. In the Yoruba practice, we use divine tools, right? I particularly use cowrie shells. And in this time when I'm divining with spirit, when I'm communicating with spirit, spirit says to me, you need to do a fast. You need to do a practice, a regimen. Go to your mother, and in this case, my spiritual mother, and spirit told me that she'll guide you from there. So I said, all right, I did just that. I reached out to her, called her. I said, hey, I need, some help. I need, what I need to do for the, to clean out spiritually for the end of the year. And she told me, son, give me 1 week and I'll call you back. I'll get back with you. So I did that. I gave her 1 week. She called me back. She said, okay, I got it. Mother told me at that time, she said, you need to complete a 40-day fast. You'll fast for 40 days and you'll have maybe one raw or liquid meal at midday at the most per day. So I'm scratching my head. I'm like, 40 days? Like, that's a long time to think about not consuming, we're in the South. So, and I like to cook, so thinking about 40 days, it was kind of a daunting task. Everybody in my family, my friends thought I was crazy. Um, they thought I must be out of my mind to think about not eating solid food for 40 days. Well, let me explain to you what I was dealing with at the time. I've been struggling with some serious professional decisions, and I needed to make these decisions that was regarding my spiritual journey, my journey in the chaplaincy, and my Air Force chaplain career. So I'm debating on which direction I should turn, which direction I should go professionally and spiritually, and how can I do all these different things that I'm doing, but still help to align them so that they'll meet in the middle. So if you think about what I'm dealing with, I want you to hear the questions that I was asking. I'm asking these questions. I'm asking, who am I? I'm asking, what am I? And which jacket I need to wear. During this time, I'm asking questions, which badge do I need to put on? I was tangled. So now I'm in this fast, right? It's fall of 2024. Stay with me. I'm about 15, 20 days into this fast. And some of you know, like I'm currently undergoing the Master Divinity program, right? So it's a master's degree. Your typical master's degree is like 33, 36 hours. This is a 72-hour program. So it takes most people 4 years full time. And so usually during your first few semesters, they'll have you take this class called formation. And formation class is known to be a class that helps you to kind of put everything that's in your spiritual or religious toolbox out on the table and to take the things that you need, utilize those moving forward, and then leave the things on the table that you do not need. So this class is known for shifting students' spiritual perspectives. And so I'm in this class, and my professor, Dr. Packman, we're studying the idea of anatta. Have anybody heard the word? Know what I mean when I say anatta? All right. So in Buddhism, anatta, what it means is simply no self, right? So when we talk about who am I, right? We talk about what makes up your identity, what makes up you who you are, your hair, your personality, the things you like, the things you don't like. We work so hard in this society to try to be individuals and to try to create this individual identity. But then here I am studying and starting to gain understanding of this philosophy of things, of having no self, of how all these identities that we create are really just illusions that we attempt to cling to, right? So while I'm doing this study, it dawns on me. This one word is the verbal description of my entire philosophy, my theology, and how it brings it all together for me. My years being raised as a Christian, my years practicing as an interfaith priest, and now my years working in Yoruba and Ifa divination, and it all came together in just one word. So to bring you back, I'm engaged in this fast. All right, I'm losing weight, of course, shedding all the things that I've been holding on to throughout my whole life. And doing this fast, I would do walks, right? I would travel. I would do nature walks. Let's get out and just see what I can hear, just see what messages I hear, what nature is saying to me. And so one day I got in my car, and as I'm in my car, I'm just I'm leaving my house, I'm just riding, I'm contemplating this concept, this theology of anatta, and I feel as though spirit led me in this direction. So on this day, I drove right over to this temple right here where we're sitting right now, and it's only about 8 minutes from my house, right? So I pull up in the parking lot, and I get out the car right over there, and I just sat there for about 4 or 5 minutes and meditated. And so, I walked through the garden and finally got up the nerve to say, okay, I'm gonna walk in. So I walked in, knocked on the door, I walked inside. Wood met me at the door, right? And mom was there, and they were just like, okay, how can we help you, right? Like, what you doing here in the middle of a day on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock, right? I'm sure they never seen me before. I've been here before, but it's been like 10 years since I've been here. So they was kind of apprehensive at first, right? So Ajan, when I say the monk, I mean Ajan the monk. He told them, when I walked in, he told them that he'd talk to me as soon as he was done eating. So me not knowing, at lunch, I walk in at lunchtime, right? And now I understand, but monks don't eat after 12. So like when it's lunchtime for what I'm saying, for John. So um and he did. After he was done eating, he called me over. And that day that we met ended up leading to hopefully what I would call a lifetime friendship. And on that day I told him my goal was to be a Buddhist chaplain in the Air Force, right? Probably the first black Buddhist chaplain in the Air Force, to be honest. But I told him that, right? And he said to me in about 70% English, because he always say my English is 70%, right? He said, "You come here But remember, I am not your teacher. You are your teacher. He said, I'm just a vessel. I'm just here as a medium for spirit to lead you. So what happened next? My close friend, she calls this, um, she calls what happened next the dark night of the soul, right? My dark night of the soul. So now I'm about 20, 30 days deep into the fast. Ajahn welcomed me to stay in the bamboo house. This is the bamboo house, right? He said, you stay in the bamboo house. I said, like you mean over there with no electricity? He said, yeah, you come back and stay in the bamboo house. So I said, okay. Um, Now, this little small, kind of like a tiny home. I think I would say it's about as big as a bedroom, maybe 10 by 11, 10 by 14, possibly. It's made of wood. It's based on a trailer. It's a legit tiny home, and there's a bathhouse, right across the way, which is not far. Right, the sun is out though. When it's nighttime, it's 11 o'clock, and you getting up to go pee in the middle of the night. It's like that seems like that's very far away, and you can hear everything. Right, you can't see too many feet in front of you. So I did it. I stayed here. I called my job and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna need a few days off." I told them, I said, "I'm going into a monastic setting, going into the temple, and I'll be back in a few days." So I stayed there for about a week. I spent time with Ajahn. I did the things that the monks do. I walked with him. We traveled throughout Tennessee and Kentucky. We spent time talking. I walked with him. I meditated with him. And I sat at his feet as I continue to do today. Now, that experience that I experienced in 2024 is what opened the door to my current path. Um, it's an interfaith practice that's centered in my journey in Christianity growing up. It's centered in my journey through Yoruba Ifa divination and Orisha practice and ancestral worship. It's centered in my study and my relationship with the Tao. And it is centered in mindfulness as I practice with this practice that lives with me today. Buddhism helped me to figure out a philosophy and a way of life that would bring together all the various aspects of my theology. And when I say theology, theology just means God talk, right? Theos means God. Um, Logos means sound. So theology just means God talk, right? Um, this is God talk. So family, um, the moral to this story is simply I went to spirit for guidance and understanding to figure out who I was, to figure out what direction I need to be in, and to figure out which badge and which jacket I need to wear. And spirit told me to stop focusing on what I need to be and to start focusing on what I need to do. When I slowed down and started to practice, when I started to focus my attention, this is when it all came together for me. So just imagine, you set out on this journey thinking that um, I'm going to have, people do it all the time. They set out on the journey, they go to a priest or a monk or a babalao or maybe to your minister, and you get this epiphany that, you know, you need direction in your life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we wake up in there's different periods. So like sometimes it happens to us when we're teenagers. Sometimes it happens to us, when you hit like your 20s. When you first get that taste of, okay, now it's time for me to like grow up. Like I gotta put the big kid drawers on. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put the big boy drawers on. Like we get into these stages where we're like, okay, I need to figure out what I need to do. I need to figure out who I am, you know, um, especially coming from, I come from a smaller community. We really come from the same community, right? I'm from Mississippi, North Mississippi, West Tennessee. It's all the same. And so you coming from a community, moving into a bigger city, um, you really can just reinvent yourself if you want to. Like whoever you used to be, you really can just say, you know what, I'm not gonna be that person anymore. I'm gonna be something or somebody else. And so a lot of times we'll go to a spiritual leader or a mentor. Let them know we in here. Somebody will let them know we inside. Yeah, yeah. Come on, don't let him come in. Yeah, come on in on this side. Please come on in. So, all right. Sorry, got you. Yeah, you can sit right there. So, so yeah, it's during these times we often like will seek out somebody, a leader, a spiritual leader, or a mentor, and get ask for help, getting guidance on who I'm supposed to be at this time. You know, um, and there are different phases in life or different periods in life. It's different for different people. Some people hit their 40s and they say you hit like the midlife crisis thing. So you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I don't know who I am anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's quite often that we'll ask these questions to get moral direction, spiritual direction, and life direction on where we're supposed to go. This right here is very similar to what Tanasaru Bhikkhu is calling untangling the present. So the Buddha teaches us that there are four noble truths. All right. Number one, there is suffering or dukkha. Two, suffering originates in impermanence. So there's a cause of suffering or dukkha. Three, there is a path to end suffering. Right. And fourth, that path is the Eightfold Path. Right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Now, in the Yoruba tradition of Ifa, and I'll say this, I want to give reference, and I want to send out peace and blessings to Baba Day. All right, so I know you just into the class of Baba Day. You walked in at the perfect time, right? So in his book, it's called Moye. One of the first books I picked up when I first started on the Orisha path, and what it says is in the Yoruba tradition of Ifa, Orumala sets forth three attributes that lead us towards good and away from evil. And Orumala is um, sort of like how would you describe Orumala?
Aruma, and thank you again for allowing me to be here today. Thank you. Arumala would be equivalent to like a Buddha, because they say that Arumala was the witness of faith. But he helps people with living in alignment with their truth while they're on this journey in this lifetime. Um, he is what you would consider to be the the energy, the God, the angelic being, or the force of nature that deals with wisdom, truth, and justice and knowledge. And so he helps people on the journey to help them realize their mission and path in this lifetime with good character. We call it Iwa.
So that's the next thing I'm about to say. So we in this book he talked about three attributes, right? The first one is Iwa Pele. Iwa Pele means having gentle and balanced character. So when I first started to understand it, I thought I interpreted it simply as soft character. And maybe for me, the English translation of soft wasn't the best thing, right? Because I was just like, well, I'm not a soft dude, right? I got more Ogun energy. I'm a manly man, right? I'm that type of guy. So, but as I got older and I started to continue to study, I started to understand Iwapwele as gentle and balanced character. Okay, gentle character. One of my teachers, Baba Colioso, used to always say to be a man of steel and velvet, right? So to be gentle but maintain my masculinity is the balance, right? So Iwapwele talks about balance. All right, so now I'm gonna try to pronounce this best that I can. Second, Iwa Aiwa means exhibiting a sense of oneness with nature and recognizing that we all originate from and remain a part of nature. So we all originate from nature. What does it say? From the dirt we came, and from dust we shall return. Right. So we all are a part of nature, and we have to exhibit a sense of oneness with nature. That's the same thing I talked about when I mentioned that the idea of anatta, changing my life and understanding how to bring all this theology back together with who I am in my journey. You understand? And third, Iwa Iya means living a moral, just, and righteous life. So these are the three things that Orunmila teaches. And understand, I'm just making that reference to make the connection between what Orunmila teaches and what Buddha has taught us, right? These principles distill wisdom into three simple steps to become better members of society and to make humanity better through our contributions. Whether you follow the Eightfold Path or the three attributes of Orunmila or the teachings of Jesus the Christ, it's the same invitation. Take wisdom and translate that wisdom into action. So, in spiritual and religious concepts, it's so easy to get caught up in debating and exploring and discussing theology, discussing theory. Different theologians, perspectives, and various viewpoints, it's so easy to forget that it's just as important, if not more so important, to focus our attention on the theories of action. From the Buddhist perspective, we should focus less on abstract concepts and more on creating a better world. Focus more on utilizing our resources, the present moment, our focus and our attention to minimize suffering and facilitate its cessation. So I said minimize suffering and facilitate its cessation. So what that is okay, minimize the amount of suffering in your life and start doing the things that lead to not suffering versus doing the things that lead to creating more suffering for your life. So my understanding is that it is my understanding that we can do that, right? Um, we can do that, and then if we can, then collectively humanity can work towards creating a better world, one where we can live, thrive, reproduce, and raise our children in a healthier environment. When we leave the world, it should be a better place than what it was when we inherited. That's it. It's simple. So, family, what I challenge you to do today is not throw away your theology. Okay. We have to study. We have to live our lives. So we need something to make it a little bit easier, right? Um, Chaplain Hanzelka taught me over the summer in the military, we call it meaning making, right? So we need something to make meaning of all of this mess that we in, right? We need something that to help us, give us a guide on, okay, how to untangle the cables. All right, this cable goes over here. Remember, I used to be a sound engineer, right? So we plug in over here, it goes over there, right? So that's what the religion and theology is supposed to do. But I challenge you to sit in your theology and utilize it in your spiritual practice and your religious practice to formulate a plan. Communicate with the divine or the lack of, whatever your theology is. Utilize that, put it into action, and put that into use. Figure out a plan that describes to you in clear, concise steps what you need to do, not who you need to be, not what you need to be. Stop asking, what am I? And start asking, what am I doing? Is it leading to suffering or is it leading to its end? That's the untangling. That's the actual work. Amen. Ashe. Peace and let it be. So I'm gonna let you take it from here, John.
You understand? For the suffering, for the suffering, took smutai, below, mark, just a four. Suffering. Took,
Tuk,
yes, smutai,
sumutai,
below,
milo,
mark,
mak.
for the Buddha thought, Buddha teaching.
Ah, the four. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Suffering. Yeah, number two. Uh-huh. You have the question, you want to talk something, you want to have the idea, something for you like, you can share. What you think about for a windy, you happy for you like, and you
Suffering. I'm suffering.
what are you suffering? Huh? Yeah. That's a happy and the suffering come together. That sometimes when you happy, right? Happy just happy too happy, suffering, too suffering too. Happy, you can tell, right? You have the big house and you have the husband for the handsome. You have a good kid. You have for the you have for everything. The good car, right? Good business. You can tell. But the deeper form inside for the you happy, you not tell. You not tell. Look like I said the meditation. Meditation for the open for the everybody, open for the religion, right? Yeah. I believe for the Buddha, you believe in God, you believe for the another religion. But meditation for the keep and calm and peaceful the inside. You don't tell, oh, I feel there's something, but we don't know for the deep, for the inside, right? But happy for the outside. Oh, I happy for the big house. I happy for the good car. I happy for the good friend. I happy for the good family, right? Yeah. Suffering too. Oh, I hurt my leg. Oh, my car. Oh, a lot the bill for the electric. Me too for the suffering.
Yeah.
But suffering for deep the inside. No tail. Forever until pass away. Right?
Yeah.
Look like a friend. Oh, there's something for the inside me. I don't tell, right? For the suffering. No people look like a no father, no mother, no friend, no wife, no husband. Big for me. But inside, very, very deep for suffering. Right? Not tell.
I don't tell my secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, for me.
Okay.
You don't tell my secret.
What do you pick for you suffering?
You know what?
It's fine.
Uh-huh.
2 steps. Hey, look. The only fix: breathe in. I am breathing in. Breathe out. I am breathing out.
It's my
That's it.
my master tell me it's good for the really amazing, look like a miracle. When you sit down and meditation, focus the breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, deeper for this, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. But have the sometimes have the noise right, for the outside, for the top, for look like inside we call for the monkey mind. Monkey mind.
Yep.
Control not easy.
Yes, sir.
Control not easy.
Yeah.
My master tell me not control for the easy, just three things. One thing for the kamalaka. Kamalaka mean look like a for a girl and uh woman and boy, yeah, and man, something, right? Uh-huh. And number two, look like a get man for the inside. Uh-huh. We call Raka, Tosa, Moha. Loka, Tosa, Moha is a body. You can explain more for it.
So it's not like your anger.
Yeah. When you sit down, you have the body inside. When you sit in meditation, you think body inside look like or have the look like a beautiful woman, beautiful man, something for the inside. Want to have the something. It's not control, not easy. Roka, Tosa, Moha. Moha look like ความหลง is mean it's mean easy look like for the fake dream monkey mind look like oh okay if I have the big money if I have the jackpot right but not real for the jackpot it's wrong fake.
Made it up. Made up.
Yeah. Thank you, John Tay. Today, thank you for.
Thank y'all, man.
Thank you. We have to meeting for the meditate for every week, right? Every month.
Every month. I'm down to do it every month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, for me it's Cleveland.
It's not for East Cleveland, baby. They get it twisted.
Cleveland, Ohio?
Cleveland, Ohio. I've been here 26 years, but East Cleveland, VI way. But I've been studying spirituality for almost like 40 years now, and I love Buddha. Buddha is
Thank you.
You go in my it's called Ifa, but we also call it Ishe. And Ishe Ifa is more in the simplest terms to live in alignment with nature and following the ways of your ancestors, which is to have good character, good and he was saying that Iwa Pele is gentle, balanced character. There's also Iwa Rere, which is good character, right? It tells us that in one of the sacred scriptures in Ifa, you assume that I'm giving the shorter version of the story. That our only purpose for coming into the world is to make it better than what we came into. So the shorter part of it is that it's for us to understand our gifts and tools in this lifetime to make the world a better place, but to make it very balanced.
Right.
But in Ifa, it tells us too in the scriptures that you can go to any church, shrine, or mosque or temple as long as it's for your highest and greatest good. Only thing I ask us for in Ifa is just to have good character. That's it. So coming here today is beautiful because I've met this gentleman before, and thank you again for allowing me to be in your presence. Thank you. this is my little brother right here. So I'm always going to support him. But it just really is about support. You know, when I see this, it makes me better, right? I have no problem coming here. Yeah. You know what I mean? I have no problem sitting at his feet and learning. And I think that's a problem with society. Everybody thinks because they may be of a certain religion that they don't know how to bow down. But when I come to his home, when I come here, I'm bowing down because I'm a student.
Respect, right?
I'm a student. I'm sitting at your feet because that's how we have to honor where we go. I think if people had a better attitude about it, that we will all be better people on the planet. But our egos are so out of pocket right now.
For sure.
Yeah. Not have ego.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Tosa.
What's Tosa?
Anger.
Anger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You have problems with that? No. I don't have problems.
I have. Look. I'll admit, man, that's been a
I'm happy.
anger has been an issue for me, man. So it's.
You have anger issues?
I had a real early on.
Yeah.
But you know, I was gonna say too with suffering. Suffering also has to do with the fact that people don't learn their lessons.
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't learn your lessons, because what I learned is that when you submit 100% to your lessons, like submit 1,000%, your blessings or things open up for you because you truly get it, right? You're not trying to trick the universe. You're not trying to trick whatever it is that you believe in to get something, right? You submit and say, I get the lesson. And as soon as you say, I get the lesson, and you truly are working on it, man, everything starts to open up. The suffering starts to ease because
I need to say that now.
because the suffering comes. Because the suffering comes because you keep repeating the same mistakes over. So if you repeat the same thing over, like, oh my God, I can't do this.
That's on my screen.
What's that?
Not repeating the same.
Bobby,
Forgive. Yep.
Forgive.
Yeah. Like just walk around and just say, hey, I get the lesson.
But look like a not accept, but accept inside, right?
Yes, sir.
So hard, but
sometimes it's the wording we say there in those moments too. Like we get it, but are we saying the right words? So it's being released. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah,
it's hard.
That's the word. That's the hardest. Forgive.
But I'm not finished. I say forgive, but in the morning go up again. Right? Tomorrow go up again. Oh, forgive.
Like this brother said, better character. Know your mistakes. Keep moving forward with it. Don't stop.
One day, today, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Is it not all? Not delete, right?
Yep.
Not delete.
That's really it.
We do forget. We do delete things. Everybody have issue.
All right, well, that's all I have, man. Anybody else got anything? Oh, we got food. It's outside. Okay. You want some chicken egg roll?
Okay, when we finish, I want to thank you and blessing for you. I blessing first and Shante blessing for all of you. Okay, that's it. Sapphi tiyo vivachantu sappharoko vinasatu mate pavan vantalayo sukhi tikayuko pava apivan dhanasiri sanicang utan pajayino jataro Amavantan te ayuwano sukhang parang. You next. Well, you can blessing and the next we the blessing for to get the gift for to get the next you and the next you.
Okay. Well, I'll do a blessing.
For
Okay.
blessing.
All right. man, I just would like to say thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit of my journey, my testimony, my path. That's it. Just thank you, and I hope everybody leaves here and remember just untangling is important. Do one thing at a time, and when you get the monkey mind or you get angry or have any of these issues, just remember this. Step one, breathe in. I'm breathing in. Step two, breathe out. I'm breathing out. And if you catch me in motion and I'm moving about the world, remind me to breathe in and breathe out. Because sometimes just because, we write this and we, have studied and we doing all these things, I mean, none of us are beyond having to be reeled back in. So if you see me out in the world and you see me, upset or, losing focus, remind me as well. Hey, don't forget to breathe in, breathe out.
Jonte, breathe in.
Yeah, that's it. Yelling from across. Hey, breathe in. No, yeah.
Next, you're right.
For me,
Breathing. Okay.
Lessons of being mindful. Also for the lessons that I learned and being able to take those in, not knowing exactly everything about them, but just learning something about it to where I can take it outside these doors and teach myself something else. So that's my blessing.
Okay, and you blessing for all of people.
Be happy, be good, be thankful, and be happy. Enjoy. Life too short.
That's
be
true.
happy. You know what I'm saying?
Real. Yes.
Be happy. I don't know what to say.
Find happy.
Yep.
Find your happiness.
Yep.
Whatever makes you happy,
do that.
Like me, I'm beautiful all my life. That's my happiness, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Look in the mirror. Woo.
That's your happiness.
Yep. Seriously.
That's the truth.
Yep.
I don't know what to say. Just be happy. Be good.
Be good.
Right? You like that? Be good. Nothing. Life is short. What are you gonna do? You don't live 200 years, right? Or I might be 3. I mean, be happy. Nothing more. Better than be peace. Be happy. Don't bother nobody. Be like John Tate do. In and out, right?
In and out.
But just to be happy. That's it. Life's too short. Don't cause a problem. Don't be like me.
Okay.
You like that?
I like that. I like it. I just want to give thanks that I can sit with you all and learn. I want to give thanks and blessings that the universe is constantly teaching me every day. I may have a lot of roles that I play in, but I think the greatest role in this lifetime when I get things is being a student of the universe. Meaning I'm constantly learning from people like yourself, Jonty, and you as well. And I think that's one of the things that keep you as a seeker, not a believer. When you begin to narrow yourself in belief, then it gets you stuck. But when you become a seeker, you seek out and come to places like this where it can enhance your spiritual path. So I'm very grateful that the universe has allowed me to walk in spaces and places and get blessed by yourself and the temple and continue to keep doing this work to make the world a better place. I'm thankful to see my little brother I'm so proud of him. He is doing such a great job. I've watched him come up and to see where he is now. He is such a blessing. He's done a great job. I just want to send love and peace to everybody. Just ask that everybody continue to be happy and loving, and let's get this thing. Let's make the world a better place.
We're gonna go walk for peace.
All right.
Walk to Smyrna. We're gonna walk to Smyrna.
Right. That's a start.
Who's gonna pass out first? Walk for peace.
Time for the exercise.
Word peace, right? Everybody be happy, okay?
Oh.
No matter
Oh.
what. Okay.
The big forgive for me, I learned for the experience I live in the United States. You go with me, right? You know for the big story for me, right? The big story for go to the Kentucky, for the my team, for the see the one man. It's not exit. It's now. It's now the last week, right? Have the forgive the one man, right?
Oh yeah.
For the big house.
The fire. The house caught on fire.
Forgive for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Smoking cigarette. Put it out. Somebody to stay in the house. Yeah, it burned up the front part of the house, and then the fire, like the roof caught on fire, I think.
I don't have the insurance.
Yeah.
That's a big forgive right there.
The big
forgive. Big forgive.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It'll work out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can. Let me go stop this. I hope it's still recording. I ain't had nobody check it. Okay. Oh yeah, it's still going.